All right, well, welcome to the Nosey Gardener channel. And today we're here with Robin and Rich at Grey Shingles Camp in Wolfeboro. And they are going to tour us around their gardens from your main house to your rec hall, you call it.
Yes.
And then we'll just see where we go. We'll just meander along. And
yep.
Now you want to tell us about yourselves? You're a landscape designer.
So we are professionals.
But you will see when you tour around.
70 years combined of landscape design and landscape management in the Boston metro area. So
but we're really good at hospitality.
Oh,
we are in hospitality now. We bought Grey Shingles 10 years ago. There really wasn't much for gardens here at all.
Right. Okay.
However, the bones of this property, as you will see, are pretty great. With the old sugar maples and Norway spruce and the structures. The house built in the late 1800s, the rec hall behind us, built for a girls' camp in the 1920s, and the cabins of Grey Shingles were built in the 1940s. And when we bought the property, we completely renovated everything and have been working on the gardens. Just the two of us.
First and foremost. Yeah,
just the two of us and a tractor. We make our own compost for all of our containers. We have about
exciting.
32 containers on the property.
Okay.
And
it's my first time here, so I'm looking forward to seeing it all and learning some new things.
I appreciate it.
Okay.
Thanks for coming.
All right. Yeah.
Let's start here at the front.
It's just, there's the front entrance, so it's always important, but it's full sun, so it's tough to keep things fresh here. But it was the entrance to the property, and then which goes back from here. I mean, the one thing I hear from folks often when they come, this wall's a little special in that they put these dental rocks in, or these outcroppings, and it's a cool little spot. Never seen one like that.
And it's gone on this side.
Yeah.
There was no wall on this
There was no wall on this side.
I don't know what
Maybe
happened.
at one time.
The smoke bush is probably the third iteration of plants we've had here. We tried Miss Kim lilacs. We tried what else?
Something else. It's hard.
But this one's hanging in there.
That's great.
Sugar maples, lilacs, and quick fire hydrangeas on the corner. And then the entrance with the sugar maples here.
I think it's the kind of property that people feel at home because it is a home, and kind of gives you a hug on the way in.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I always like to say. And we give people lots of hugs when they come as well.
Nice.
We're grateful for that. Hard to plant anything under sugar maples.
Or Norway maples,
Yeah. The roots are everywhere, very fibrous.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a struggle, but this bed, the birch tree in the back, a single stem white birch, is fairly new. Otherwise, we have some oak leaf hydrangea, Solomon seal, and viburnum in here that seem to be able to manage.
Yeah. No irrigation here.
Yeah, there's no irrigation.
I mean, we moved some spigots around so they're hidden, but
so do you hand water or?
Well, this year, no.
Right, that's your
2 years ago, no.
And some years we do, some years we don't.
And you added the stone wall.
We did add this stone wall. There are stone walls everywhere here, but
I'll give a shout out to Belknap Landscape.
Okay. Yeah,
they
do
beautiful
work.
landscaping.
Yeah.
So what we wanted here was we have a beautiful, very deep front porch on our house that we love to sit at. And we wanted to just do a garden for ourselves. Really, it's nice for people as well, but it's a beautiful view from our porch looking out. We have a magnolia in the middle, which blooms early. There's rhodies and azaleas. There's boxwood, and then peonies and lilies, and a witch hazel down at the end.
Yeah.
And
at that end?
Yeah, at the far end. This is a
Not so little king. River birch.
River birch.
Okay.
It's called Little King, but as you can see,
Now I
it's
can
not
tell
really
you.
little.
So it won't grow much taller? Or?
We'll see another river birch. You know river birches. They are prolific, but I think it's a misnomer that when they label it they call it Little King.
Okay.
But it's a great tree. It's great structure on it.
Multi-stem.
We'll come on the inside. Yeah. So the
So a little bit of a
vegetable garden, Robin.
herbs.
Yeah, this was my COVID garden. I don't have a lot in it. I do have some cut flowers and herbs. It's got some bare spots still, but peas, tomatoes, peppers.
It's close to the house.
And yeah, it's close to the house.
Close to the house, and they have a nice sunny spot here.
Yeah, it's full sun here, so that's lovely. And so looking out,
yeah, lovely.
This is quite lovely. And again, it's more of a spring garden than a summer garden, so there's not a lot in bloom right now, but
you can answer about too.
But it was spectacular, and we really enjoy it from our porch over here.
And it's a nice buffer from the road.
Exactly. It gives us a little privacy. Yeah.
The anemone in the front off the edge, a dwarf.
Yeah, the bee balm. Yeah,
Monarda.
Okay.
Yeah. Those were just put in, sort of a bare spot there.
Now with the rhodies, do you trim them? Do you deadhead them, or do you just leave them be?
I have.
We've done both.
I've done both. It's a bit tedious after a while.
Yeah.
You know, these have been tough. The snow load has got to them, and sort of the cold temperatures. We had some dieback on those in there.
We also lost a spruce tree.
Yeah, there was a spruce
here. It was right behind this rhodie, really the biggest one of this group.
Okay.
And we may lose these other ones, which will change things out here a little bit.
Yeah.
So they had more protection than they have now.
Okay.
I got to give a shout out to the. We're a big fan of deciduous azaleas, especially because of the fragrance and the really big showy. These were orange.
Yeah, incredible orange flowers,
and they
really
smell
gorgeous.
so great.
Do they?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, the deer kind of found them one
year.
year.
They did.
But
yeah, nobody this year.
Yeah,
though.
nobody
No
this year.
problem this year.
In the front, I got to tell you, this plant on the corner is a Inkianthus.
The taller one.
Okay.
And so are
the
on
other.
either side of the bay.
Okay.
I don't know. That's probably about as big as they get. It's a fantastic plant for sun or shade.
Pink flowers.
Very upright growing, as you can see, can be tree-like. And the pink
Well, it
bell
makes a nice
flowers,
hedge.
the pink bell flowers are gorgeous.
If they would all stay the same. But anyways, that guy,
you love that spot.
he loved that spot. I don't know what's under.
And this is a tree hydrangea, paniculata hybrid, which starts out pure white and goes to a pink and then a deep rosy color. Excuse me.
Yes.
Pink, no, that's this is Quickfire.
Okay.
No, I don't think it's Quickfire.
I think it's Quickfire.
I have one of those. It's my favorite.
Yeah.
Now, what's right in front of the bay window? That tall plant in front.
That's limelight hydrangea, which
that's a mistake.
Oh, see, I'm glad professionals make a mistake.
Well, absolutely.
So it gets cut back every year, and it was cut back really hard this year, and it's still up over the window.
It was way below the sill.
So it needs to be changed out.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it needs to be changed out. But that's that sort of greenish, pinkish flower.
Okay.
Yeah,
really pretty. And there is a dwarf one, which would be more appropriate for that spot.
Yeah.
And then this garden here, you said there was a tree.
There was.
So that's gone.
It's grown in size. Originally, it was half the size.
It's spreading
It
out.
keeps spreading, but it's got some real,
There are some unusual
really
plants
nice
there.
specimens in it.
Yeah.
Three.
The Japanese umbrella pine.
This is okay.
Which is a very upright. We'll get
Beautiful.
bushier as it goes, and it's probably doubled in size in just the 3 or 4 years that we've had it.
His name is Joey.
Okay.
His name is Joey.
Joey's doing well.
Yeah, Joey likes it. A ginkgo.
Jade butterflies.
Jade butterflies.
Okay.
This ginkgo.
Gosh,
you
she's
should come around. I think
Okay,
you should
from
get
this
a better
side.
view of it. For some reason, it's just the way it's laid itself out.
The shape of it. Yeah.
Really gorgeous foliage, and the golden yellow in the fall, and they just kind of all drop in one day.
Do you do any special pruning for the shape?
No, I haven't
We've
touched
done
it.
nothing. We
Okay.
have not
How long has
touched
it been in, Rob? 8 years.
6, 7, 8 years.
Yeah.
Oh, wow,
I've
okay.
lost
And same thing with this guy.
Well, he hasn't been in that long.
Yeah,
He's
but
just really
anyways,
You don't have
this
to do anything to it.
Yeah, it's got great structure to it.
Yeah.
We haven't touched it.
And the blue star hydrangea, or blue star juniper, is just a great color against greens, against burgundies, against yellows.
You said blue star juniper?
Blue
Yeah.
star
Okay.
juniper. Doesn't
Little
get
slow
any taller
growing.
than this. They're a little slow growing. But I mean,
But
the
that's
color,
silver
Beautiful.
color.
the full sun is
Yeah.
really, really great.
Can that grow in shade as well? Or
No,
it has
needs
full
full
sun.
sun.
Okay.
It
Yeah.
really prefers the sun.
This little guy tree here is called sourwood.
Sourwood?
Sourwood,
Yeah.
oxydendron.
Sourwood, okay.
So this blooms, it's just budding now. It's a July flower, which will go into August. It's a panicle that's creamy white. And then the tree in the fall gets an incredible red
Oh, it's great.
foliage. It's just beautiful all through all seasons. It does leaf out quite late, and you almost wonder, is it alive?
Right.
But that's just how it is.
Okay.
Whatever zone you're in.
And that's been in a while too.
That's been in a while, yeah, and that's also done really well.
Yeah. Boxwood and knockout roses in the middle.
Yeah, it's a beautiful combination.
Yeah.
Well, that's Robin.
That's Robin's specialty.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, look at that.
So
Some type of spruce, blue
Yeah.
spruce over here.
Blue spruce weeping.
Weeping, okay.
You know,
It was a very sad little thing when we bought it, and it really loves this sunny spot. It has kind of spread out. We've just put in some.
so we added this bed.
Yeah, the boomerang
this one.
lilacs.
Yeah.
The Monardus and Cotoneaster around the Japanese snowbell, which is, again, a little more of an unusual tree.
Yeah.
It has a pink bellflower. It just finished blooming.
Yeah. Really great, fragrant. They come in pink or white.
Yeah.
Styrex is the genus.
So four or five, fairly unusual plants.
Yeah,
here.
which is in a little
And
tiny
again,
space.
really nice for our guests, as they pull up, but also we sit in, right behind here and look out at this garden and really enjoy it as a change.
Yeah.
And your pup does as well.
Yeah, that's Finn.
Now this whole side of the house, as you can see, we have a huge snow load.
Oh, right. Yes, the metal roof.
So there
it's
are
gonna.
no shrubs here.
Right.
Nothing
Okay.
woody.
Yeah, it comes off thundering piles of snow. So this is a garden of peony, phlox, and echinacea. Just added the coreopsis. I had some dahlias that I tried to overwinter and had put them in, but they just didn't really do anything. So I just put a few new things in here.
Yeah.
And
also,
full sun, and in the winter there's nothing there, so the snow can do whatever it wants. So that garden is pretty much coming along. The peonies obviously have bloomed already.
Yeah.
Just pruned those, but the phlox and echinacea are just going to get started.
And then did you identify this? What that is?
That's a Oriental lily.
Okay.
We had a lot
We're
of
giving
lilies,
up on that
and
one
we're
too.
kind of giving up on them because
They have
of the red lily beetle.
red lily beetle.
Oh.
They're tough
Are
to
they?
have in the garden, and then the leaves get so chewed on, and it starts looking ratty.
Well, they lay
It's not
eggs
up to
underneath.
standard here. As
Yeah. I know. We thought we could do it because there were no lilies here.
and they're so
But
fragrant,
the-
especially as
The beetles just came.
Yeah.
I don't know where they came from.
Goodbye, beetles, please.
So this is shady now, but will be in the full sun. So we have the Cimicifuga or bugbane in the back, which is tall and I think looks nice against the gray.
Does that flower?
That will flower later in the summer.
Okay.
Almost like a
It's a plume,
it's a plume. It's
feathery.
fragrant, kind of feathery.
Yeah,
Okay.
white and tall. I
Mhm.
mean, it'll reach up to the windows.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not similar to a goat's beard plume or whatever?
Not quite that big.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not quite that big, but it's similar in the
Yeah.
shape of it. This is Hakoni Kloa, Hako we call it.
Japanese
It's
black forest.
Japanese,
Japanese black forest grass.
yeah. Which
I
we
persisted
love.
about getting it in here.
We love the color.
We had some trouble, but these guys really performed this year.
And then in the fall, do you just cut all of this back?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or do you leave it? Are you one
We
of those?
we
do
left.
leave some of it
Okay.
for whatever.
depends on
wants
how
over
ambitious
winter.
we
Right.
wanna
Okay.
get.
Yeah.
Because we do have a compost heap, and that helps there
Okay.
for sure.
These are red deciduous azaleas. This was our one risk under this roof.
Okay.
We
Did it okay? It did
well,
okay?
We used some birch sticks
Okay.
to give some protection
Yeah, make an umbrella.
A frame over it.
structure.
Okay.
And this is liriope, which will bloom in the summer, which was great last year. This year, again, struggling a little bit.
Yeah.
But coming along, so.
It's nice with the pockets of the garden here around the hardscape. He's following us.
Yeah.
I give a shout out to Shamrock Landscaping, Bobby Meehan and his guys.
Yeah.
I'm working with them on a project right now.
They did a great
That's
job.
the one
here.
thing we don't do.
Yeah.
We don't do
We do everything else, but
very nice how it's all framed. And I'm a fan of the crushed stone.
yeah, it wasn't that bad in terms of shoveling it this year. I mean, we
really? Yeah.
had a snowblower on it and shoveling, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah, kind of stayed put.
These we put in sort of when this garage project finished up. I don't know.
These are 3 single stem river birch, which we are going to try to keep small for as long as we can.
Yeah.
And that will entail just pruning them?
Yeah.
Well, you're going to continually, I'm not going to prune I will for shape there, but you're going to, I will have to continue to raise them up off the ground so that it's not shading out the lawn and let it grow up until, because doing all the way around, I mean, I've seen them, you can shear them, I'm sure, but I'm just going to raise the branches.
Okay, I see.
Make it more tree-like.
And then you said this large tree was here.
Yeah.
And it is
a Crimson King.
Okay.
Which is a hybrid of a Norway maple, and I don't believe they're on the market anymore.
Yeah.
Norways are generally invasive trees, as I can attest to the number of seedlings every year that I put out.
Okay.
Well, they're everywhere in the woodland here.
Okay, so I'll just follow you. You just go where you think.
Yeah.
Okay, first you have to tell me about the trees. Now, most people would freak out and cut those down so close to the building.
No. Well, the good thing about Norway spruce is that they hold on to their deadwood really well.
Okay.
I can attest to the fact that they are a messy tree because all the inner needles and small little branches. So I could show you a rakings pile as we go down Cabins Row. But anyways, they're strong as all. I mean, these two got topped. You see a double leader on both of these.
Right.
The other ones going down Cabin Row are all single stem. Unfortunately, they top these, which makes those leaders a little, this is a little more of a hazard there. Yeah. But
so are they a native tree to this area?
No.
Or, no.
No.
Okay.
No. But they're probably 110, 120 feet tall.
Oh, I thought you were going to say age.
Oh, age, they're all of that.
The building is 100 years old, so
They're probably,
I'm guessing the trees were put in at that time.
Yeah. So this is always a tough area because of the
its roots.
Its roots.
Okay, yeah. So to try to get in there,
we'll fight it out. We do some containers here at the entrance with the tuberous begonias and the ferns. We always have.
Always
appropriate.
This is guacamole rum.
Yep.
Hosta.
Hosta guacamole.
Yeah.
Lily of the Valley was probably here. It just keeps moving. And some more hydrangeas on the corner here. We're getting some vinca going underneath.
This is a tree that has been Camperdown elm. It's been around in Victorian era. It was really popular. Yeah. You can especially I've seen them in cities more. Yeah. Big.
Yeah.
And this is one you said you took a risk on. As far as
it was a
really
long trip to get it.
Yeah, they're really hard to find.
And then this is a straight stick weeper, and it's grafted at the base to elm stock, so that that makes it a risk. I've seen them grafted up top. The first one we had was grafted up top.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's fun. It's a champ.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
He's a champ. Yeah. Quick fire. Over here, hydrangeas yet to bloom.
So you're a fan of hydrangeas?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, me too.
Well, because
you can count on them.
We are mostly summer gardens because that's when we have our business on the property.
Okay.
So there are a lot of hydrangeas. I cut them for vases for cabins and for the rec hall, along with other things. But they are always dependable. And there are many varieties of them here. These are just starting over here, and I won't even be able to tell you what varieties these are. But there's some whites and some blues, and the flowers generally are huge on them.
And the pruning on those, Rob, is minimal.
It's pretty minimal.
These are the ones that grow on old wood, right?
Well, they'll bloom on old or new wood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those confuse me on when there's these sticks that look like they're dead.
Yeah.
And it looks like nothing's going to happen, and then something happens.
Right.
Sometimes. Sometimes it happens.
We had a problem with them just from winter kill out back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is another one of our shade favorites.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Purple on the backside.
Yeah, comes in green or this dark purple.
Yeah. Stems are purple, and it has a yellow flower late in the summer.
It's sweet.
Yeah, really nice.
And
more Solomon seal.
Tough ground cover. Really, what I like about it is, you can brush up against it, and it still stands tall.
So we have moved it around.
This is another snow load.
Okay.
Yeah, this
area.
is another snow load.
And that can handle shade and sun?
Shade.
Yeah.
Shade
This is really mostly a shade garden here for sure. So, we sort of curate this. We try and keep out the violets.
And then you just let the pine needles fall?
Yeah,
we actually harvest them.
I curate them. Only because I know this is bare ground under here. This is, because of the shade, and I can't grow grass.
Right.
But as I can make, wherever I can find clean piles of them, I'll rake it together in a pile at the end. And when springtime we get open up, I spread them out through here. So
okay, so we're the back of the rec hall here.
Yeah.
So then this is all public space back here.
Yeah.
This is all public space for our guests. Yeah, this is a sun deck out here, and screen porch for the buggy nights. So people can. There's a full kitchen in here. Everyone's got a small kitchen in their cabins, but we have a grill station here, and people, will be here, there, and everywhere when families are here. So
the sun porch.
So there are a lot
garden.
of a lot of hydrangeas in here, and these took a huge hit up here along the back.
Oh, okay.
They're just coming along. They're mostly just blue varieties.
That's
and
these are endless summers, Rob. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
these hydrangeas across the back are endless summer.
Yeah,
I don't know. This is Veronica.
Yeah, which spreads beautiful. Like mad.
Yeah.
So that's good.
So
it's good because it's really a pretty little wispy flower on the top. Coral bells have always done whatever you see. We've been able to keep alive.
Yeah.
Now, what about this evergreen here?
That was a mistake.
No.
No.
This is a nest spruce. It's in the Norway spruce family, and it's a dwarf, and it was very small when we first put it in.
Yes.
What happens, and we'll see if it happens this year, the hydrangeas will overtake the back of it because they get to be enormous.
It crowds it.
And it crowds it. But it's nice.
Yeah, and it takes up space. We're happy about that.
It takes up space. The hostas are new. These have had some sunburn on the really hot days because they had been put in just ahead of that heat wave that we had, but they'll be fine.
And I like your mix of the boxwood. Around.
Whenever we want to fill a space.
Yeah, it's very dependable.
Especially for a backside of a garden, or if you're starting a garden, box, or you got a stone wall, you got this nice green backdrop, and there'll be whatever that's 36, 40 inches.
Right.
And then you can work your way down with smaller plants or,
Okay, that's a good tip.
Yeah.
And do you trim these at the end of the season, or you just?
No, I'll probably prune them in July.
Okay, so you're trying to keep them a certain size.
Yeah, I mean the ones
they've really gotten
back
big.
there, pyramidal shape, which we'll see. I got to prune those soon.
Yeah.
So.
Is this the same azalea that you had in the front?
No, Rob.
It's a different one, and again, we put it in a long time ago, and I'm not going to remember.
But it's also deciduous.
But it's we really only do deciduous azaleas. They're much hardier than the evergreen ones in this zone, or in Wolfeboro in general.
Yeah.
We get very severe winter winds come up this field in the winter and really hit the back of these buildings. And so we need things that are really hardy out here.
Black-eyed Susan, some crowding out, some geraniums low. This bank of coral bells. The viburnum, I can't remember the summer sweet.
No, it's sort of an ever blooming viburnum.
You'll get a couple blooms out of that.
Yeah, so it'll throw flowers through the summer.
Yeah.
Now this garden is probably 5 years old or so. We did put the 3 big trees in. We had to have help with those because they were big when we bought them, but nothing like this. They've really taken off.
Yeah, this
river birch. This is a river birch.
This is just a regular river birch.
And you think about that little king that's out front.
Yeah. So totally different shape.
He wants to be like that.
Yeah. Coosa dogwood, multi-stem, and the hawthorn is the last tree in this bed.
Okay.
These are all limelight, but the dwarf limelight hydrangeas. Yeah, and look how big they are.
I can't believe this is only a 5-year-old garden.
Yeah, I know.
They went in as probably 2-gallon pots.
3-gallon maybe.
3-gallon pot maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. This is clethra in here, summer sweet.
Summer sweet is
which is really fragrant and has not bloomed yet.
That's on the other side?
No, it's this whole bank. So here's the limelight here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then all through there, this is all clethra.
Okay.
Summer sweet, Coosa dogwood, and the hawthorn here, which all those berries in this great tree.
Yeah, they're going to turn orange.
They'll turn orange. It'll be spectacular.
The birds actually absolutely love them. And then pinky winky hydrangeas at the end here. Which again, start white and then go to the pink and then
so
that
this
rosy
is really
color.
coming into it. Once this pops. I mean, here we are, July. But that's
So the plan here really was to give our property privacy, our home. There was nothing here before. We did have to put a new septic system in for our house, so we did lose some trees back here.
Right.
And it really opened it up to the public area of the cabins. And so this bed, as an extension of what we had already done on the back of the rec hall, was just in a nice way to give a barrier for people not to be wandering up to the back of our house and freaking the dogs out.
Our dawn redwood, Sequoia, Glibdos reboides.
Well, he's hanging in there.
But he wants to be a redwood.
Okay. So you encourage the public not to come.
No, that's cool. I got the horseshoe pit over here.
All right, there's really no reason to, but it's just a suggestion.
I think it just gives the idea of our need for privacy sometimes.
That's my
yeah.
So nice. And the ferns
this is another shady. The same Semicifuga bugbane on the backside, the purple ones.
Yeah, and a lot of fern that's jumping around, which is great.
All those ferns, I think we probably put in 1, 2, 3, maybe 4.
Yeah, they keep spreading around.
And vinca.
Yeah.
Deciduous.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yellow needles in the fall. Really nice.
Yeah.
Oh, the stone wall is a champ.
You couldn't see it when we bought the property because there were so many saplings that had grown up in front of it.
Yeah,
Rich did all that clearing.
Beautiful.
It's this tall all the way down, 700 some feet.
Wow.
And it's in places 6 feet wide.
Really?
Yeah.
That's unusual, isn't it?
Yeah.
It looks like your working side over here. I see.
Working side, my shed, and all my material stuff on that side. I got a road.
Very neat and orderly.
We're a little obsessive.
I got to talk to the caretaker and tell him you said it looked orderly.
So just a couple more areas, and then we can.
We got to get to the ruins.
Move on. Yeah.
And then the grass. Do you do anything special to the grass?
Originally, I mean, I've reclaimed this. This was all field. This has been. So this is our 10th season. So this gets a weekly mowing. Obviously we got a mounded septic system here, which is starting to brown out, but no phosphorus.
Okay.
That's, you know, most of the lawn care companies in the Lakes region have given up on putting phosphorus on lawns. We put the wildflower field in, this is year 3. With family of bluebirds on the left and the tree sparrows on the right. And they get along.
And then beyond that is an apple orchard of the old trees, which I'm going to guess has been here since the 1940s or 50s.
And looks like they planted each of these trees in front of these cabins.
And we do have pictures of when they were first planted.
Well, I have pictures I can get you.
They were quite small.
The top of the trees were right at the
That is really neat.
at the eaves there. Yeah, there's
it gives a really nice feeling to the cabins, and a little, you know, somehow a little bit of privacy.
Yeah, they're great. They're, you know, like I said, they're strong. You know, I don't worry about them at all. You know, when they've been
and we're not open in the winter.
Oh, right.
Right.
So.
Oh, and just to get a shot of them there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the 3 in the front of the
rock
hall. Yeah.
We put this shade garden in here, vinca and hosta. It was all these surface roots, which, especially under those trees, I harvested this vinca from the woods.
Yeah, that's pretty hardy.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite hosta?
Boy, I'll tell you, is this guacamole too?
Guacamole, Patriot.
Patriot.
And what's the blue one? There's a lot of really nice blue ones.
Boy, I mean, the vase shape of that hosta makes it nice for the backside of the garden. But the nice limey green.
There's something just really nice about them. I know they're common. Everybody has a hosta in their yard. But there's something about the lushness of them in a shady spot that is, I think, really lovely.
I have seen people have them in full sun. Do they?
There are some varieties that will take full sun. You saw what happened to the ones up there. The blue ones tend to like the shade.
Is that the same as these here?
It's a different one, but they're both blue varieties.
I think the sun one is sun and substance, or
some in substance. There's
some in
and Patriot will take some sun. This one will take some sun. But again, the competition of roots under these trees when you do a garden. We did bring compost in here, and you can be kind of sure that the hosta are going to find a way to survive. So
pretty happy for it. The pergola is great at night. The solar lights, pretty spot. You know, the boxwood, pyramidal shaped boxwood.
That's a green mountain boxwood.
Yeah, green mountain,
which just naturally has that pyramidal shape.
And I consider them formal, which I so it's a nice mix.
Well, we've had weddings there. And we've had weddings at the back of the rec hall with chairs facing the back. And we've had weddings in various other places on the property. So, but yeah, it's lovely late in the day when it's a little bit shadier.
Echinacea, daylilies. Now, on the backside, we lost an entire hedge of a dwarf butterfly bush.
Oh, okay.
Well, we've had so we've had roses back here.
Yeah, that didn't work.
That didn't work well.
Was it too sunny? Or?
No, it's the winter. It's the winter.
And the beetles. Enough of that.
The beetles are tough.
But the buddleia was
fabulous.
It was fabulous for a couple of years. This year, dead as a doornail. So we decided to just forget the shrubs and just put daylilies in. There's some other colors in here, purples and reds.
They're so hardy.
The Stellas.
But if you can get, do you remember the variety on that? It's just a dwarf buddleia, blue, butterfly.
Pugster. It was the Pugster series.
Yeah, Pugster.
And they're very low.
Course.
They're very low. They only get to be 2 to 3 feet tall, which
they're
would have been
a real
perfect
champ.
here.
A real champ.
And the butterflies were all over them. We have a lot of photographs, but you know, we can't be planting shrubs every year.
I just want to show you the ruins. Well, 1900, this was part of the girls' camp from up top. So some of the girls...
there were some log cabins
and so
attached to this. There was a doorway here.
The brilliant thing when they built it was that they put the fireplace on the outside.
It was on the outside.
There were cabins behind it. So they constructed it so you'd always have an outdoor campfire. It was great.
So then when Grey Shingles started, they were rebuilt and they look like castles, you know, with the like
on the corners, on left and right, where that birch is,
yeah,
and over here.
Yeah. And then in 1970, the whole thing burned down.
Yeah. But
so pretty much,
you know, the hay-scented fern, the corners, and then one of our favorites for shade is this Rogeria.
Rogers flower.
Rogers flower.
Yeah, yeah.
Fabulous.
That at Bedrock Gardens.
Yeah, so
the size of that leaf.
the deer have gotten to this before, but not again. This year we're
They're really nice.
Yeah, that will send up a big flower too in a little bit.
Those too?
Yeah.
Well, I think they'll eat anything.
If they decide to wander through here. The thing about this property is once we have people staying here, like June, you know, June on, the deer don't really come.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
You know, it's just that before we get busy.
We do have them contracted out to show up at campfires.
Right,
you know,
for
just
pictures,
for
yes.
pictures, yes.
That's nice.
And there are lights in the orchard underneath.
Yeah, there are lights in the orchard under the trees.
Solar lights? Or
No, just string light. I got electric
we have power
out
out there.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. We have receptions down here sometimes for weddings. This is where, actually, that's where the tent goes, just to the front of the wildflower field. So we do tented events, yeah.
Back at night, it really is, you know, these are shining up into the leaves. That's really sweet.
Option of using the fireplace, especially if it's windy, we encourage them to have a fire here instead of an open fire out there.
And down through the break in the wall, there's a pathway to the beach.
Yeah.
On Rust Pond.
Yeah. The bluebirds were new for us this year.
Yeah.
They were here all winter.
We took them through the winter.
Yeah.
Robin went full military on it.
And, we got a new feeder, and we got worms, and a heated bird bath.
Heated bird bath. They wanted, she put like a jacuzzi feature to it.
Oh my goodness. It was really fun having them. And then and when we put the boxes up this spring.
Yeah, these guys.
And they moved right in. So
it's looking great.
Nice and close.
Sunflowers are the yellows.
We had lupins already.
All the low stuff is what, Sweet William?
Sweet William, yeah.
Pinks.
All the pinks.
Yeah. There's lupin.
There were columbine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of don't know. You don't get everything when you put a mix that has 40 different kinds of seeds.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not going to get everything because the site might not be ideal for everything.
Did you like rototill it or?
No, I sawed cut it.
No, we just.
Oh, that's what you meant. Okay.
Yeah, we just
so
got
all
rid
of
of the
this,
grass.
but this is.
Yeah, there's a lot of grass in
full
here
of grass.
still.
And then are you reseeding it?
I had a problem in this corner, and I rototilled it in the spring and put down new seed.
I know, but it's just weeds now.
Okay, well, so
but it's blooming.
Can't be a hero every time.
It is blooming.
Yeah,
it does. It's really fun.
When I looked this white flower up on my app, I think it's like
chicory or something.
Chickweed. Yeah, common chickweed. Well, fine.
But we got a lot of coreopsis. Yeah, some sunflowers are coming along.
Rich and Robin, thank you for the garden tour.
Oh, yeah.
Our pleasure.
Yeah, it was very nice. Any final thoughts?
Well, we appreciate your patience for walking the whole thing, and we hope.
But for anyone watching, if you want to come by, we're always here in the summer. Happy to walk people around or allow people just to walk around.
We look
just hopefully you'll be inspired by what you've seen today, by something you've seen today.
Yes.
Well, thank you for coming. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
All righty.